Good morning, beloveds. I talked Foster into joining me again. Whether or not you will see him, I don't know. You can see a little bit of that tail there. We had a pretty raucous storm roll through yesterday. Fortunately, I got home just before it started. Because when the sky opened up, it poured. There was thunder, there was lightning, there was a little bit of wind. So everything got a good drink last night. And we are very happy, for, cause it was a good hour. It was a good hour. And that's the first time we've seen a significant rain in, I don't know, it's been a while. So, all right. Ooh, this is a long one today. Okay, let's do this again. It seems to be. I'm figuring it out. Okay, it is August 11th. Our title is Towards an Absolute Healing. Every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be rooted up. Okay, Matthew 15:13. If the thought of false growths can be erased, the manifestation can be healed. That is Science of Mind, page 234. And then Good for You, which is a workbook. Physical science is unifying matter. Psychology. Okay. Physical science is unifying matter. Psychology is tending to unify mind. And we, from the Science of Mind viewpoint, announce that spirit is one. All mind is one mind, and all spirit is one spirit. And that is Good for You. Page 15. Foster. No? Come here. In almost any area of research, the tendency is to formulate an inclusive hypothesis which will unify the various discoveries made in that area. For example, theoretical physicists seek a unified field theory to account for all observed economic phenomena. The various schools of psychology may disagree somewhat in how they explain human behavior, but they all agree that it can be traced back to certain causes and therefore changed. In the Science of Mind, we work with the hypothesis that everything is essentially spiritual. We affirm that there is one mind, one spirit, one life, and that when we personally recognize this truth, becoming aware that it is true about us, we experience the wholeness, which is our true nature. The Science of Mind teaches that every part of the human body is some form, phase, or function of spirit, because spirit is the only reality. Dr. Ernest Holmes said that whatever spirit is, there is only one of it. The infinite variety of its manifest forms in no way contradicts the unitary nature of spirit. And by spirit, we mean God. It is God we are talking about. And in people, it is God as people we are talking about. Spirit is all we have to work with. Spiritual mind treatment is the use of the individual mind to bring forth the wholeness of spirit. Treatment sees only truth, declares only truth, accepts only truth. I believe in God, and it is my whole belief. It allows for no exception. I cannot now and will not ever concede that disease has any ultimate reality, because I know that my body is spiritual and therefore whole. Every nerve, tissue, bone, sinew, muscle, every atom of my body is charged with a radiant healing energy. I have a perfect immune system, and it is working perfectly. With the psalmist, I instruct myself. My soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from it. My unyielding belief is that God's wholeness is my wholeness now. I accept my healing. Thank you, God. And that is CC, which is Craig Carter. And that was pretty intense. And so now I'm going to think about it. and literally, because I'm like, that was really intense. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. And I'm just like, okay. And every now and again, you're going to get that. You're going to get a writer who is pretty intense. And it's one of those where you're just going to sit back on your heels and you're going to go, okay, I'm going to think about that. His point, I believe, this is speculation on my part, is that when you look at all of the sciences, any of them, psychology, sociology, physics, and, archaeology, anthropology, basically what they are is they may have, when you dig down into the variations, it's an infinite variety, but the overarching idea is the same. And science of mind is the same. We have an overarching idea. Basically, no matter what is going on in science of mind, what we believe, what we say, is that it all comes back to the same root. It all comes back to spirit or God or whatever word you want to use, because, people have their reactions to the word God, which is why we use the word spirit a lot. Science of mind comes back to that one root. So no matter what it is that we are trying to accomplish in spirit, if we want to accomplish it, we want to go back to the one root. We want to go back to spirit. So he used a whole lot of words and a whole lot of science to say, you know what? No matter what is going on in your life, go back to God. Go back to spirit. Go back to the root. Go back to the root of you, or as Reverend Jesse would like to say, the source of your being. Be it, do you need physical healing? Do you need emotional healing? Do you need spiritual healings? It doesn't matter. You're going to go back to the source of your being. And where do you go back to the source of your own being? Well, the good news is it's within you, which is the point of spiritual practice, which is the point of spiritual treatment, which is the point of meditation. We like to say that when we treat, we talk to God, and when we meditate, we listen to God. And so we treat and we move our feet. We meditate and then we move our feet. We listen. So we go back to the source of our own being. We talk to the source of our own being, and then we take direction from there, moving out into whatever it is that we're working on. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's personal healing. Sometimes it's healing. You can heal relationships by going back to the source of your own being. And then that's where you treat, and then you move your feet by going to the other part of the relationship and saying, okay, let's work on this. And that's one of the things when I was going through practitioner training. So no matter what the problem is, the first place you go is God. You always go to the root. Always go to the root. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what is going on. You go back to the source of your being. You go back to spirit. You go back to God. Whatever word you want to use, that's where you go. And I think that's what Craig Carter was after today, is to remind you that the root of you, the source of you, the source of everything around us, it's all the same source, which means anything is possible. Anything is possible. And I almost hesitate to put my glasses on just to go back through that, because there was so much in that one. I mean, he took up the whole page. Yeah, I mean, the whole page. Most of them aren't that long. But I will say that there was one sentence in there that just really blew me away. Now let me see if I can find it again. And nope, I don't remember where the sentence was. Oh no, wait, it was down in the treatment. Maybe it was down in the treatment. No, I don't know where it was. Okay. There was one sentence in here that was really, really amazing. And I'm just like, I was going to see if I could use that for, the mission, but, okay. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to say, because that last sentence is, treatment sees only truth, declares only truth, accepts only truth. That is what I'm going to suggest. The mission today, when you do your spiritual mind treatment, is to remember this. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to remember treatment sees only truth, declares only truth, accepts only truth. Which is why when we do treatment, we do it in the present tense, even if we have no evidence to accept it, you know, because it's looking at a greater truth. It's looking at a spiritual reality. It's looking at what we want already exists in the mind of God, which is why it's possible that we can have it. So, Craig Carter was pretty amazing today. What would you say? So that's your mission today. The other one is the same one I give you every day, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something, loving, kind, compassionate for yourself. I'm sorry. I think I'm starting to see the evidence that my husband and I are kind of running on empty. He picked up Hayes yesterday, and he's in a beautiful little box, and they gave us a couple of beautiful little cards, but it's still, you know, it's hard. Which is why I've been, you know, asking Foster to come in and do the live stream with me, because it's hard to be in this room by myself. So when I say do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, it's because, one, you deserve your own love, you deserve your own kindness, you deserve your own compassion. But two, it is about self-care. It's about creating a habit so that no matter what happens, you can always respond to yourself and to others with love, kindness, and compassion. It is how we create a world that works for everybody, by practicing on ourselves. And the more we practice on ourselves, the more often and the more likely we will be to do it for others. So take that nap, take that walk, take that deep breath. Sometimes that is the most loving, kind, compassionate thing you can do for yourself, is to take a deep breath. And be gentle with yourself. All right. I think I need a little extra today. So, I'm also going to encourage you, as I always do, to do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like today. Drink plenty of water. Yes. Thanks to nature, you know, we got a good drink of water last night, but hydrate yourself as well as your lawn. Your brain will work better, and get that early in your day, bright light. It will help to reset your circadian rhythms. More energy during the day and sleep better at night. So please do that. And moving on to open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. The amazing thing about heaven is it is a state of mind. It's a state of consciousness, which means you can create it wherever you are, from within you, by plugging into that one source that we've talked about, the root, because the root is always God. Okay. So, here's where I always tell you to check us out on social media, follow us, like us, you know, all that stuff. We are on Instagram. We are on TikTok. We are on YouTube. Did I say TikTok? Yes. Because on Sunday we met this amazing young woman, Neosha, and, she upped our TikTok game. So look out for the TikTok videos. They're going to be on TikTok. They're going to be on Instagram. They're going to be on Facebook. And we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark, because on Instagram and TikTok we are Creative Life Spark, and on YouTube and Facebook we're Creative Life Spiritual Center. So they're a little more formal, you know, but Creative Life Spark for the kids. And I'm the running Reverend Ryan on the social medias that I am on, and so I might have to take a lesson from Neo about this TikTok and actually join TikTok eventually. So, except I like to talk. Short videos, we'll see. Okay. I just need to stop. So if you want to know what's going on with the center, we want you to email info@creativelife.org. That will get you to our constant contact. That is, and I'm all out of just, yeah. That'll get you on our constant contact. The hot links are hot. And the website is creativelife.org. So, you know, right there in the email. All right. I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a magical day, a fantastic day, an enchanted day, a magical day. I think I may have already said that, but hey, that's okay. It's Thursday, which means tomorrow's Friday. fast coming up on Saturday. The only reason I'm excited about Saturday is because it's the day I get to go to the park and play with the squirrels and the blue jays. So, all right. That's what I know. That's what I know. And, yeah. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. Know that Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. As always, if I haven't said it yet, because I don't think I have, you are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented, always and forever. That is a state of grace. And the cool thing about grace is it is granted, it can't be earned, and because it can't be earned, it can't be taken away. All right, beloveds, know who you are. Know what the root of you is. Know the source of your own being and go talk to it on a regular basis. All right? And know that you're loved. I will see you next time.